Good evening, everybody. We are going to start our regular town board monthly meeting, which will be held today, Monday, June 16th at 6:30 PM at the Forestville Town Hall. Let's do a roll call, please.
Kevin Gillett,
Here.
Lauren Eager,
Here.
David Samuels,
Here.
Dina Schmidt. Here. Larry Huber.
Here.
And Roy Engelbert. And Teresa Platt.
Thank you. Can we do a pledge of allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, verification of public notice.
It was posted on our town's website. It was posted at the town hall and at the clerk's office.
Perfect. Agenda presentation. You know, I had an opportunity to look at the agenda. Is there anything on there that you feel needed to be corrected?
I've got nothing, Dave.
No, on that, okay.
All right, I'd like a motion to accept it.
Move to accept the agenda as written.
And I'll second.
Dave's made a motion to accept the agenda as presented and second by Lauren. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Item number 4, approval of meeting minutes from May 19th, 2025 and board of review from May 29th of 25, which I do believe was, we have a
Yeah,
copy and we're emailed. I didn't see anything
I either.
that needed to be corrected
And
or
we're gonna give the ones away.
was improper. Like I said, we had an email.
All that being said, I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from the last meetings, regular meeting and the board of review meeting, with no corrections.
All right,
I will. Yeah, I will second that motion.
all right. I have a motion on the table from Lauren to approve the meeting minutes from May 19th, 2025 and the board of review, May 29th, 25 meeting. And a second by Dave. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Treasurer financial report.
In the town checking, we have $1,133.89. The money market, we have $122,841.71. The broadband account, we have $15,650. The CD, the 5% CD for the fire department is $141,108.60. The cemetery account is $14,483.65. The LGIP general is $247,049.60. And the park improvements, we have $500.
Is that 247? Is that the monies that we received for?
I was just to say, what is it?
That's what we have in there, but that's what we have in there.
Yeah,
And the money is out because I took it out and transferred it to the checking because she wrote the check for.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
to pay the bills, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's left. Yes.
Well, we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
So what's the fixed assets number there? What is that all one title? The fixed assets? The
Where-
143. Total other assets? What's all in that account or what's that?
What are the assets you're
We had to
asking?
make
The
a
fixed
adjustment
asset.
for our.
Yeah, there's just there was some adjustments that we had to make for ARPA when we went through all that. And then there was something else.
The broadband, we had to transfer out of the ARPA and make a separate account. Then our ARPA funds weren't properly recorded when we paid the funds. We just took it out of our checking account, not out of our ARPA account.
Okay.
So we had to make our ARPA account zero, so we did a journal entry to fix assets, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
They'll move around and we'll-
Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Kinda,
It was just,
Well, just
because-
moving money,
Yeah.
because it was in the wrong accounts and it didn't,
yeah, it didn't.
in the end, it didn't come out to make everything come out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
just had to be moved into a different account, and
Yeah.
our fixed assets is what we use as a catch all.
Buffer, a buffer,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
buffers,
yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah.
did we send a bill for the new road signs for off of County Road?
Yes,
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that I.
yeah, it should be on the last one on the
There you go.
aging.
is that what it called, or is that the Joe Leader?
No,
Well-
that would be going directly from us to the landowner.
Yeah, cause we paid Joe for it,
Where is that?
so now we're billing the landowner for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. Right.
And Maplewood Mets, she just got a check for that, so.
Yeah.
we should be-
today, so that's.
Yeah,
that's
that's
follow up.
correct. Yeah,
So that is.
which
the
I
time
did tell
that
him
the
he
sign-
was gonna be getting billed for that, correct?
You, yeah, I remember.
That's
you said that.
Stony Creek Road signage.
We'll get past that today.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second,
All right, I have a motion from Lauren to accept a treasurer's report as presented and a second by Dave, all in favor? All right,
Aye.
opposed, hearing none, that will carry. Okay. Item number 6, public comment. Larry, is there anybody online?
I don't believe so. We're the only ones.
All right, thank you. Roy, what would you like to go through?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, appreciate it. Yes, I was at the Wisconsin County Highway Association conference here on the 2nd and 3rd of June. And there's quite a few things that may have interest you. But however, before I can do that, I'd like you to look at item number 15, sub item number 3. I question that you're considering paying Northeast Asphalt $455.70 a ton for asphalt.
I think that's what my email came through from Thad. I copied what he had.
Are you sure it wasn't $45 a
Let
ton?
me just double check.
those nasty decimals.
Great.
It seems like a lot for.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yes.
I think you're right at
Yeah.
45.70.
Or we aren't gonna have enough money in,
Oh,
or
great.
No, that's what came from his email.
then he did something wrong, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly right here, see?
Yeah.
Right there it says email.
Yeah,
I don't
Can't
know.
imagine it would be that much.
that was from that, from
Yeah.
that.
No, I mean,
Then he probably did something.
I have no idea prices for that, so I just copied what he had. He said,
it's in the 40s, I believe. I don't believe it's.
400s.
So they got like 550 tons. And it's like 55.70 nautical ton
yeah,
on this bid form. But this is Northeast here. Pass this to Roy, you might recognize that a little bit better. I think I know 2 copies.
The pricing is different now.
You see where I was looking at that?
Pulverized and
Yeah, so the pulverizing, but then you go down to the next one down.
that's their bid form of 55.70.
Right, and you had it would have been 45,
It's.
57.
$455.
So maybe the four should be in there.
It's, or so it's, yeah, either
It's 45, it's $55.70.
Yes,
So the
Yes.
four would just.
So the four
just
is
come
a
in
dollar
the
sign.
typo.
Nix the four other.
Yeah.
That could be a dollar sign.
Oh,
I sure.
that makes sense, yeah, the four would have been a dollar sign.
Actually, that is,
That is the number,
four is the dollar.
correct, so
Yeah.
the dollar sign, four is the dollar,
Right.
yeah,
Oh, good.
nice catch, Roy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Right,
Okay, so now.
but I mean, so we were gonna, off of these sheets here is what I was gonna do.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good.
Right.
Okay, the main, I'm on the board of directors with the, for the Wisconsin County Highway Association. And, the big thing that's happening right now is that they have a memorandum of understanding with the Wisconsin Highway Builders Association. And one of the things that's in that memorandum right now, it's in this still a draft form, is that, county highway department cannot do paving on municipal property. In other words, they cannot repave your parking lot right now. If you'd have to go to a private contractor for that. And that's a new instance. I think last year the county paved the Southern Door Fire Department.
Correct.
And that they can't do that anymore.
So are they looking, that's still in the works, I'm assuming somebody is kind of
It's,
fighting that a little bit, or,
that's one of the agreements that the county association has agreed to, that they will not perform that.
the county wants that?
No, it's the highway builders, they're a union and they're strong, and apparently their work is slowing up, and so they're looking for more things to do. If you recall, once upon a time, the counties even paved driveways and private facilities, and they couldn't do that anymore. Well, now it's all they can do for road work. I asked the question, can the county do plowing? And since it's a maintenance item, the answer is we believe so. So before the winter comes, I wish you would question the highway commissioner and see if the county can do the plowing for your property right here. So we think right now, maintenance can be done, but not rebuilding or reconstructing pavements for not private, but public municipality property. That's one of the.
So anything but the roads, I mean.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is coming out of that. The next thing, a lot of discussion was on the local road improvement program for 2025. This is the cycle right now. And of course, there's three of them. There's your town road improvement, TRID. And that's the one where you as a municipalities are gonna get like about $140,000 as a group. And in the past, 7 of the municipalities would share in that. And that's gonna continue. However, in the past, what you did, you got a meeting, and your meeting will very likely be in September of this year. And so at your meeting, you used to rate who was getting the best job, and you picked 7 top deals. I want you to consider this, because what happens is that the person, number 7, who gets the least amount of money, it doesn't go very far, because in that particular program, you have to have a engineer drop your bid. And as you only got $8,000, it's not enough to cover. So what the counties association does, they have 11 counties in their particular group. And so what they do, one cycle, 6 of them get it, the next cycle, 5 of them get it, and they split it even. So if you would, now the most that can be given in the Door County's municipality is 7, because you got 14 townships, so 7 can get it. So I would strongly wish you consider that when this comes about, you pick 7 names out of a hat, and you divide a pot by 7, and each one of the 7 again gets it. Following 2 years, the next 7 get that. And it's this way you'll be getting a larger portion
So you're saying equally,
equally, yeah. And you don't have to go through the
right, instead of,
ranking thing.
right, they
And that,
get less and they get more, whatever.
yeah, and that ranking. And that ranking is, now you might, I'm not speaking to any other township, so, and of course, what has happened in the past, some of the townships never put in anything. But now I guess they found out about it, so now they're putting in, so, but it would be fair for the towns to get an equal pot, and they'll go far further, is what I'm saying.
So you're saying, since it's a binomial every 2 years, right?
Yeah,
If we were on this year, let's hypothetically say, then the next go around, the other 7 townships
would get it.
would get it,
right, right.
which would make sense to me.
And you're equal sharing.
Correct.
Because that is right now, one town gets 20,000 and number 7 gets around 8.
Yeah,
From a budgeting standpoint, it makes it.
Yes.
easier.
And it doesn't do it. The next thing that's gonna happen is that the highway commissioner no longer can give you an estimate on your local road improvement bids. It has to be a third party, independent third party. And so you'll have to go back to Stanek, is that who you contacted? Yeah, that's who you'd contact. So here's one of the things that I question that, and I question it, at the
But then you're
meeting.
paying him ahead of time.
There you go, you
That's
got
the
it.
problem with that.
You got it, because when you're looking at number D, TRID D and S, you have to have that, all your estimates in before you make your application.
Not only that, but they only have so much time, I mean.
That's right,
And,
that's,
you know, those windows are short because
Yeah.
you're talking
yeah,
Stan Tech or wherever, and
Yeah,
there's only so many engineering
Yeah.
firms around, it's just.
so. I think you have another meeting in August, don't you, your town?
I believe so.
I would, with that information, I would question your directors or even Mike Colas as, hey, is this really what we wanna do? Because you're paying, let's say it costs you $5,000 to get an estimate out.
Well, yeah, but that's $5,000 we could put toward our road, because if that was giving you a budget. Right, an estimate, whatever,
And you're getting.
that didn't cost me nothing.
Didn't cost you a thing. No.
Right, can we afford it this year, or no, that isn't gonna come into play, okay,
Yeah.
well, that was,
See, the time we're talking now, he could have provided you with all 3 estimates.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, the third party estimate is one of them.
When was this discussed in?
Just now.
This is just new.
This is right now, yeah, and that is solid, that one there, can't do your parking lots, repave your parking lots, and third party estimate is the other one, that's another one that's solid.
That ain't gonna change.
Not with the draft I saw, the memorandum right now, it's like I haven't probably know if that's gonna,
And how often do we readjust the memorandum, every binomial?
this is the first one since 2013,
So it's gonna be a while.
yes, yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Think if enough townships would complain.
Well, now, there's other things in the works on this whole thing, and here's some of the problems we do have, is that we have about a 10-15% turnover of highway commissioners every year. I think in the last 2 years, we had 24 turnover over up to 71 counties, 72 counties. 2 counties share the same highway commissioner. So, some of them aren't comfortable working like you have been working with your commissioner. They don't give you the same kind of service. We've always had a great working relationship with our highway commissioners.
Yeah.
They're
Even-
very,
Even number 2 line is, Randy is just as.
yeah. They're
Seems
very
like a
good.
solution in search of a problem.
Yeah. And so, from your standpoint, Kevin, if you can talk to Mike Colas about this, that would be beneficial probably, if you could get that changed, because their counties are finalizing the draft memorandum of operations with the Wisconsin Road Builders Association, called WTBA. is Road Builders on that. And last but not least, if you are still considering having the county take over Old Krieger Road and County Line Road, it would need to be a letter or an email, a document from you as a chair to the highway commissioner asking him if they're willing to consider it as is. And you probably should vote on that on the board, make that one of your minutes this time, because that's a lengthy process.
Well, see, we had the conversation with him.
Yeah,
With that. And Dad said, well, let me talk to the people he needs to talk to. And then we'll see if
well,
that can move forward or not, or if it's.
yeah, to get it started, it takes a letter from you. After your board approval, I would recommend that in order to get that started, because then
Okay.
He has to have a call, he has to call a meeting with Anna P. And put your full boards together, then he has to get approval from the county board to take that over, it's not just automatic on that.
Well, yeah, because you got Kiwani that's involved as
Yes,
well.
yeah,
Even though there's a memorandum of understanding that that section is really our problem.
yeah, you agreed, way back when. Yeah.
So,
So that's all the news I have, if I ever have anything more, help you, I'll be happy to come back and give you a quick highlight on that. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the fire numbers issue thing? Cause I know it was brought up at our meeting here last month. Brand new fire numbers, countywide fire numbers.
Yes.
I think Larry even brought that up.
Where are the fire numbers? It's in the hands of,
Cause wasn't it approved last year by the county board?
oh, yes, it's approved, but it's to get the people to do it. And they haven't, I believe the request for performance is going out sometime in the next couple of months. Or they decide, they took a long time to get the design of the sign on it.
I hope it's going the opposite direction.
It's gonna be
Oh, yeah, it'll be
double-sided blue side.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, that for sure.
That would be a good plus.
well, half of them can't see,
Yeah,
and some of them are all busted and they're like, well, if you wanna do it, it's like.
Half- half are
$200, $200, it's like,
Oh, yeah, they're
whatever,
terrible.
as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned,
yeah.
the sign can stay.
4 years
Just-
ago, and trying to, working on this project.
It was brought up here, it gets brought up at the fire department meetings once in a while too.
Yeah, it
know.
is not dead, it will move forward, that I can assure
I
you
know the
that.
village of Forestville put out something last year there, all the house numbers gotta be, the same size. Yeah,
Something uniform, easy to see from a fire.
Yeah,
and in a, in a very visible spot, that's just the village. So
yeah, it will happen, Warren, but
it'll
when,
happen.
yeah, it will happen. And so it's one of the key things on our administrators board to get done.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for the update.
Any other, and I can't give you any other I see broadband is on your schedule, but I can't, you know more than I do.
Yeah, well, we keep that on until hopefully it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank
Thanks.
you. All right, item number 7 is Whispering Waters Circle.
Question.
Yeah,
As a citizen,
yes.
having been on the board in the winter when the window blew in,
Mhm.
is it repaired?
No,
And was it a claim that we filed?
we filed, started to file a claim. We talked to the adjuster. The adjuster was nonstop arguing about how that window could ever come out
They
and,
have not been latched.
and, why would anybody screw into the cladding? And really, the cladding then is really not the fault of the damage of the, let me just put it to you in a nutshell in plain English.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna pay shit. It's the
Okay.
board, it's the town's problem is really where it comes down to. So by the time you pay your deductible and you spend the 8,000 man hours trying to get 10 cents from them,
it's not. gonna
don't waste your time.
Okay.
So window is actually here. Have window in hand.
Awesome.
Don't have time put in yet.
I just thought I'd ask because that was a while ago.
Yup,
Right?
yup.
Okay.
Been a few months.
Satisfied?
Well, and actually I started to,
Find another company,
yes,
might be time.
100%. But then we asked for our claim history. Apparently, which I didn't know at that point in time, we've had
Multiple questions.
So-
a handful of claims.
Yes.
You're basically uninsurable, they don't wanna even look at you, that's what we got. So, at that, you're kind of, you're
Stop,
gonna,
bro.
yeah, you're gonna ride this out for a little bit.
Thank you.
Which I did not
Yeah,
know until we got claim history and had to send papers in, so. Yeah,
Okay,
So
so
that's
that's
where
where
we-
I claim. It's our dime, you got the,
Yes.
just gotta find time to put.
just gotta find time to put it in,
Got it.
so, alright, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. So we are looking at Whispering Waters Circle. Just to get an update and have a couple things put in the meeting minutes. Teresa, would you like to give us an
Yes.
update on where we're sitting on all of that?
So the letter has been mailed to the landowners notifying them of the notice of the hearing that.
Do you
we'll be
know
having.
what date that was mailed out? Because it was a,
I mailed it out May 21st, right
Okay.
after our meeting, our last meeting in May.
so,
So I have not received any response back from any of the landowners, so they got notice. Tina filed it at the courthouse that week, so it's been filed with the courthouse and we got our paper back, so we got the filed notice with the, from the county. I have it posted, the notice of the hearing on the website, and I have it posted at our town, on our town board, bulletin board. And then we're gonna post it in the newspaper for 3 weeks. We're gonna
Yep.
post it
So it's
June
back
27th.
which would require the class 3 notice,
It's
which
just
is.
class 3 notice, yeah,
Yeah.
June 27th, July 4th, and July 11th. So,
Perfect.
and we're gonna put it as a agenda item
On
on
the
our
next meeting.
July meeting,
Which then will take care of our 40-day
right?
Window.
grace
Yeah.
period. Wonderful.
Yep.
So just wanna make sure that that's in the meeting minutes.
Yep.
That we've done everything legally. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Item number 8, Holy Name of Mary temporary class B permit and operating license. For, what's the total? Tom Sawyer.
Oh, sorry.
So, here's the application and here's the operator's permit for Tom, and then he's got his.
So that's just for that picnic, just the temporary.
Yeah, it's a temporary, it's a 1 day,
I think we
Yeah.
do that pretty much.
every year.
Every
So it's $10 for the application, $10 for Tom's operator's license, so we just need a motion to approve it for that day.
Yeah, it's no different. July 20. Yeah, motion to approve the temporary class B. Permit.
I'll second it.
All right, they have a motion on the table, from David to accept the. Holy Name of Mary temporary class B permit for Tom Sawyer and a second by Lauren, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Do we need to sign this or is it just you?
I need to sign it, yeah, and then I'll mail them their permit, their operators and their temporary permit.
Southern Door Fire Department report and update.
I can't give you much of an update because our meeting is this coming Wednesday.
Okay.
Some of the board members weren't gonna be able to make it last Wednesday. So we postponed our meeting by a week, so it's now this Wednesday. But again, I can tell you that we did cash in that. That one CD for like $106,000 and paid off the $102,000 air pack loan. And that's all
Well,
done.
they went to the air pack one on that one. That was the highest.
That was a 6.25%.
Yeah.
So we're saving, not really saving, but it would have been
Mhm.
1.8%. We were losing every month
Yes.
basically, so we paid that off and that's done with a little extra, well, 4,000, some extra. I don't have the figures in front of me, you know.
Yeah,
So that extra money went back in the general fund. And the only thing I know is that shirts like this are available through fire department members until June 23rd. Their contact a fire department member or like possibly, you know, Facebook page or whatever if you wanna order a shirt. So, that's all I can tell you this month.
well, the place looks awesome from the outside. The new
It's-
sign and-
Yeah.
As far as the
Right.
picnic, they're still taking donations, right?
For gifts,
Yeah. So I didn't get nothing.
silent auction and stuff like that, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Rachel Listillo
okay, I'll talk
or
to
Kim
her.
Star,
Okay,
if you don't have their contact,
I have Rachel's. I'll be able to get
I got it, if you don't,
Okay,
sure.
All right, awesome, thank you. And Maplewood Sanitary District, did we hear anything from them?
No, nothing, just a bill, so no
Okay,
minutes
sure.
or anything.
Last meeting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Item number 11, cemetery report.
I contacted the organization called Reeds Across America
Reese.
with regard to putting reeds out in December. And I've been contacted by their location coordinator. they're going to perform the ceremony at the Maplewood Cemetery on December the 13th. And there's a Joyce Hafman and Teresa Becky. They'll be responsible for the event and the cleanup. They want to be good guests, so they, got the information to me. I talked at some length with them. And then the whole thing has been scheduled and people assigned to take place. I'll have more detail as to the time of day that will occur. And they thanked us for allowing the local community to participate in their mission to remember, honor, and to teach. So that has been taken care of.
Good, thank you. All right, item number 12, broadband update. Is there anything there?
Yes, I am aware that, well, you may have seen in the news that there was an announcement by the state fund the work that's being done in Egg Harbor. And the governor was up there with funding, which made me feel real good, because that means his statements are completely in line with what you've said, Kevin, that this is a necessity. It's no longer a luxury, and therefore there's money, and they have gone through all the wickets with AT&T, and they got money. But it's a private, public partnership, and that's really what we're working on. Our share of that public-private partnership at this point still stands at the $19,000, which is the money which was provided to us from the county. So unless they can't really officially contract or discuss those project units and those 911 locations. That's still not gonna happen until into the fall. But it made me feel good that their monies are being from the state through the National Information Technology Administration. It's happening. So that continues to be funded. That's all I have to report. And when Roy had queried the board and the administrator at the county level as to the coordinator's position, the broadband coordinator, Jessica Hatch, how is she being compensated? Because they were concerned it's a budget item and they want to save money at the county level. She's been funded fully through ARPA, so therefore her position continues. She still is my point of contact. I think you've gotten some information, Teresa, that you shared with me.
Yes.
And from Teresa, or from Jessica, so we're still on track, we're still monitoring it. And as soon as I'm able to get more information through our incumbent phone provider, which is Brightspeed at this point, we'll then have to proceed on other aspects of it. That's all I've got there.
But I'm sure that ain't gonna happen until fall, like they said, so.
It isn't gonna happen till fall, but I can give you my pulse, my finger on the pulse.
We got June ready, you know?
Because if you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, we forgot about you.
Well, you said 19 and so it's the 15,
19,000.
right, or is that additional 4? I mean, it was the
It was
15 is the
15
number
we
that
got.
keeps. The 15,
15.
650?
Well, yeah, 15.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if there was a
15,
difference.
650. It was grant money
Okay,
that
right,
the county put out,
right,
and at the time it was predicated on locations, and it was $25 per
right. I
location.
just didn't know there was another 4, or
No,
30.
no, there was
30,
not.
okay,
We
36.
did have, at the time when the research was going on, the committee, the broadband committee,
Right,
then there were expenses associated with that, but I think the town bore those expenses out of our fund, out of town funds.
Yep. All right, thank you, Larry.
Yep.
AGov and website updates, anything?
AGov experienced AGov and the website actually
yeah,
experienced the Google outage,
yeah,
Yeah.
a Google worldwide outage. And that happened a week ago. And I got a flurry of support information. There's nothing you could do about it, because those are the underlying service that the town web and JGov are supporting. There's some changes coming to the broadband, or to the dashboard. I don't think we have seen them yet, Teresa. I've looked and it doesn't look any different.
No.
But we're gonna have new, new function within the dashboard for both. They're merging the support dashboard. Right now, you go in as town web, you log in.
Yep.
And then you can jump over to support on HeyGov.
Okay.
I know Dina was having a problem with, but that's a laptop problem. I don't believe that that's associated with HeyGov. You've been able to get to all of the payment information, the deposits, the breakdown.
Yes,
All of that
yes.
works on the web.
Yeah, it's just something to do with Microsoft.
It's something to do with the installation
Yeah.
on your laptop.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be taking the laptop and I'll get it back to you after I get it figured out.
Okay.
I don't know what you did.
Was that the Google outage?
Right?
No.
Snowball?
I mean, at 10 o'clock at night on the Friday, when she came in to leave town. And she.
Oh, yeah, well, that's pretty smart.
She got a call 2 minutes later, give me a call. And she said, why did you answer the phone? I thought you'd be asleep. I said, well,
11 o'clock
I can
next
come
time.
over tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be out of town. I won't be back until Monday.
Mhm.
I'll bring you the computer. So that's what was happening there.
Alrighty.
Okay.
You're not having a problem with the.
No, I'm good.
I can do absolutely nothing.
Good.
And then the WTA,
Yep, that, they,
still haven't posted.
no,
those
they did
meetings.
not, they said, we
Right.
got an email saying that may possibly
Just
next week.
yesterday or
They'll-
day before we
yeah,
got an
they'll
email.
let us know when the meetings can be watched. I was able to see them, I mean, the virtual session, except one was canceled, the ethics one.
Oh,
That one didn't work, so they had to reschedule the ethics meeting, so, yeah.
Oh, Lauren, I did have my fire inspection.
Did you? Okay,
Nice.
good.
And Chief Olson was there.
Yep.
And Cory for surgery. And we went through the whole thing and I'll be inspected on an annual basis.
Right,
That was their
which
conclusion.
is good for you for
Yeah,
what,
because-
ATF or,
right, but that was just announced or published in the Federal Register in February. That's when I started pursuing it. And now they say, what do you need? I don't know, because they haven't published the rules. So it'll come sometime this year, I know that.
you'll be on the books from now on,
Right, and that's fine.
right, why not?
And I may have a form for them to sign, they understood that.
Right, good.
We had a little training session,
Oh,
had them understand.
and we did order, or we approved official fire inspection T-shirts for the firemen, because Luxembourg had fake people going around doing fire inspections.
No way.
Really?
So we ordered official shirts for our fire inspectors.
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
It's crazy.
That was a good idea, but it's,
Very,
did you get that email that I forwarded to you on that?
Yes.
WTO?
Yep.
All the fireworks have been ordered and got a show.
Good deal.
Cool.
They've been delivered.
Ah, not only ordered, but.
You know, they asked the question. He read one of the notices on one of the shelves over in inventory, and I'm full up. And he says to Rick, the Jolson, he says, if found, don't handle it, contact your local police or fire department. And he said, oh, what will we do if we got that phone call? He says, I'll call Larry, I got him on speed dial. I have worked with Gary Vandertime. We're taking some of that in and find it also, I'll say open. Free market.
Yeah, right.
Not a problem.
All right, item number 14, correspondence. I had received one correspondence, as far as, Christine Reed asked me to, which I've given each of you guys a copy of her email. And I know Lauren, you were carbon copy in on your private email, just because for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm sharing it with you. It's basically her concerns as far as what the mill pond is. I don't know if there's anything you wanna say about it. But you can kind of read the letter there and.
They just been fighting, you know, the county,
Sure.
you know,
The weeds
the weeds are very a problem. You can see it already. It's not, we're not even in the heat of summer and the mill pond is green.
Yeah.
And, it didn't, the drawdown didn't work. So. It didn't prove a thing.
They're frustrated,
They're frustrated.
to say the least.
So they attend so many meetings that. They're actually kind of sick of Christine and Robert.
What about invasive species team?
Well,
Did
that-
they help with some of that? No,
It's-
I mean,
it's-
But it's county.
Because it's counties,
Because that's a county. land.
right, and you're in the water at that point in time,
Right.
so you're gonna be dealing with DNR and other
Oh.
things. But as far as the town board, other than you have support from us, there really isn't anything legally we can do other than support them, that's it.
Right, starting to put our name on the.
Yeah,
With everybody else who's.
yeah.
Well.
You know, and I know there was a part in here where they were questioning, well, our taxes should be lowered because of the, you know, the 6 years, but
If it was,
we just had our board of review.
if it was,
That's
if it
something
was
the board can't.
drained, if it was drained, I could see there that we would have you know, a foot to stand on.
Permanent drain.
Permanent
Right,
drain,
right.
right.
Right,
Not-
right. But again, you'd have to go through the board of review for all of that, the normal channels, there's nothing that the board
Board can do it just in a meeting or just.
has, yes.
So
As a board.
for our standpoint, we wanna see it full.
Yep.
Tax purposes, tax base, really, you know,
Firefighting.
Well, and a lot of people are going
Firefighting.
there,
right? We have that.
Yeah, it's a nice park, I mean,
so. Just wanted to. let
Was
everybody
they
know.
dredge it?
I think that.
I
think that was
But it
discussed.
money.
The county won't spend any money.
right, that was
At
gonna
all.
cost too much to.
So you'd have to, somebody would have to come up with a.
The drawdown was supposed to
Foundation.
compact
Correct.
the sediment and then, you know.
Yeah,
But
cut
the
back-
thing is,
get
it
back to
rained,
vegetation.
it rained so much that year when they tried
Right.
doing that,
Yeah.
it never
I don't think
dried
it ever
up,
dried out, yeah.
it never dried.
This pond is not a green rod.
Yeah. yeah.
True.
I got a thank you here from Destination Door County, so if you guys just wanna read it, that was from Sue Schwartz, she sent a thank you. Yeah, yeah,
It was, speaking of the invasives though, snapped a picture of Jason Miller at the desist, and there's a couple of Japanese knotweed coming in around right by your house. So that's, yeah, they gotta control that, that gets really nasty, it goes through concrete and
Yeah.
through buildings and stuff, I mean, that's a,
Japanese.
yeah, it's a
Weed?
knotweed, yeah, and it's a very aggressive. Invasive, so I found two of them by you, so.
okay,
He said he'll take, he said, and it's in the right of way, so the county will treat that. so
okay, good.
That should be good.
It'll tear a road up.
Yeah, I mean, it drive right through the road.
Moving along.
All right, any other correspondence then? Anybody need to go through?
I didn't get anything else.
No, that's all right. Item number 15, roads and road work. Road work right of way. I know we leave that on the agenda, but again, that's really gonna be dealing with. When we hit broadband and we get serious about that. Idlewild right now is in the engineering phase, so that's the update on there. Center Road to North Carnet Road from basically County S. Where that is they had a bid opening. And this is where Roy was talking. That's an actual dollar sign. So this is front and back here. Because we received dollars. We have to. By law. Have. Or the private sector do some of the work. Based off of the dollar amount or the percentages here. And then the county can do the rest, so. That's what the bids are here, which you see in item number 1, motion to accept the bids from. MMC Northeast Asphalt for the pulverizing and the hot, yes.
But the county is gonna transport the
Yep,
asphalt coming from Northeast Asphalt. The
yeah,
county
which they work very
Well together.
seamlessly together, to be honest with you. And then once we reach our quota, dollar amount quota, then the county was just. Because they have their own plant, they can get the blacktop less expensive, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, but you have to meet that quote first.
We have to meet that dollar amount, and that is why every one of these items are here, so. Item number 2, a motion to award East Center Road pulverizing for the LRIP project number 19117
And that's
to
that center to North Carmen, that's
Yeah.
that portion.
MMC at 40 cents, I'm not sure what
Square
S,
yard.
square yard, there you go. As the lowest bidder. And again, that was done within the, the sealed bids. Number 3, a motion to award East Center Road asphalt purchase LRIP project, again, number 19117 to Northeast Asphalt for the dollar amount of 55.70 a ton for asphalt as the low, or as the only bidder. So
Do we need to verify that that is that $4 sign? I mean,
that's what this is, yeah.
right, I mean, no, and I think we all understand it and agree, but do we need to, cause it came through on the email incorrectly, should we
Correct.
just send an additional?
These are the bid forms here,
Okay.
so maybe it was a typo there, right?
Right,
So these are the
right.
actual
So
bid
just a
forms.
typo on the email.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's why I printed off the bid forms here, that each of you guys can see what you got.
Okay, as long as it's on the bid form.
Certificate of insurance and et cetera, right?
Yeah, good.
So, we know that it's 100% right, yeah. And then item number 4, a motion to award East Center Road LRIP. Project number again, 19117 to Door County Highway Department to complete the project in conjunction with the 2 previous awarded vendors.
And again, they work well with both of them.
Yep.
They've done that for.
Yep. Northeast, matter of fact, which is very common, they did Old Krieger. Yeah, they did that, they always do the grinding and stuff, so I mean, that's,
They've done it.
yeah.
Individual motions or could
Yeah,
do a group motion for one?
I think we can do a group motion to accept
One,
1
two,
through
three, or
4.
It is all the
Yeah.
same project,
And they
right?
wanted it worded specifically like this, that's why I
Yep,
You
put it on the
separated it that way.
agenda, yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you feel that they wanted a motion on each and every single one, or we should be able to do this all in one, I would
All in
think?
one, just 1, 2,
Oh,
3, 4, I'm just
yeah.
gonna have it worded the way they have
Yep.
it here.
Would agree.
Yeah.
That's a key
Yeah.
thing for sure.
Motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the,
Yeah.
4 segments of the bids from, MCC Northeast Asphalt, working with the county for that, project, 19117.
and I'll second that motion for all 4 of those
Like,
segments of the roadwork.
all right. I have a motion to approve, from David. Item number 1 through number 4. And a second from Lauren. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. The next thing under the road is finally, I don't know if they just got tired of me calling like twice a week or what the deal was here. But finally, we received some money.
The old bigger holding line money?
Is that
Yay,
what that's from?
pretty excited. So anyway, we received the funds. For my calculations to what the state actually sent us was just a few pennies, and I mean literally. Few pennies, so we're not arguing. So now we would like to pay our loan off, so we're not paying any more interest. I mean, as of right now, we're paying $9,782.15 in interest.
Yeah.
Which was why the crying was.
Monthly.
This is the payoff.
This is what it is, since we took the note
Oh,
out.
you got the payoff letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
they requested it, so that's.
That's why I was whining to get the money.
Well, yeah.
What is the date of that loan? When did
Mine.
you just get?
We got this loan when the bill started to come in.
When is it good?
So
Till July.
off the top of my head, we were
Like 30 days.
basically
Yeah.
October-ish.
Larry, do you remember? Was that
Emailing it
October? I think it was
tomorrow.
even later than that. It was.
I will.
Could be even after.
Yeah.
Started maybe October.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that
We
they're all.
put off.
Yeah.
Right till the very end.
Night.
Yes.
Okay.
And ACH went into there, so it should be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
24,
Yeah.
that didn't happen,
That
Nope,
way it's done.
because they never got the bill.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or if you want
So
me to-
county was waiting for the bills yet for the
Maybe
trucking.
hold it till Wednesday.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
There's a few ones.
Yeah.
Would not have gotten.
Yeah, that's fine.
The money's.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
That will come out.
So,
So that actually, that's what actually came out of the LGIP
That's-
general.
mhm.
That two
So,
forty-seven.
yeah, it went into the
Okay.
LGIP, but I transferred it from there to the checking.
So
You'll see that in the back paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's,
That's
because we
what that
made
check
out
is
the
for.
check
Yeah,
already.
Cause we
You
made
know
the
what I
check
mean?
already.
So,
Right.
yeah.
so we wanna make a motion, I'm gonna ask for a motion to pay the loan off.
I'll so move to pay this
Always good to do.
$386,624.79 loan off.
368,
368, what'd I say, 386?
86, yeah.
368, 624.79.
I will second that motion.
All right. I have a motion from Lauren to pay the public lands note for Old Krieger and County Line Road in a total of $368,624.79, and a second by David. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. It's good.
Get it off the book.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I'm liking that.
when we get our share back from the state.
We got it back last week.
Literally,
Yep.
Yeah.
Tina
That's gonna get
was
it
notified.
done.
yes.
Nice.
Now we can turn it over to the county.
Well, for the next one. All right, that's all I have as far as item number 15. Unless anybody has any questions. I see the county is working on the county roads as far as mowing. I know Joe Bader is gonna start mowing ours here as it progresses through. So it's all right around the same
I
time.
had one inquiry about when the
Yep.
town ditches were gonna get cut, and I said, Lincoln and Summers and
Yep.
Brussels, and
And he
then
rolls right through.
we're
Who,
next.
who cuts, who's on the other side of Stone? No, it wasn't Stone, it was, Stevenson Pier. Who do we share that with? What count, that's not us, that's Brussels.
Brussels.
So is the county cut Brussels?
I don't know who they contracted with.
Because it was not a good job. I don't know who it was, but
Joe has one of them, one of the bugs, you know, Union or Gardner, he has one of them.
yeah, there was grass, they sticking up all over. But I was curious who it
For the
was.
last, I don't know how many years he's been doing, it's been quite a few. We've had nothing but
We-
compliments.
Yes,
We've had nothing but
really,
compliments.
that's why I knew it wasn't Joe that cut it, so.
Yeah,
That's why I was wondering who.
so I'm thinking, I do believe all the potholes that we did on our inspection are filled, I inquired about all the questions as far as the culverts. I know one of them, they're gonna go down and they're gonna kind of grind up and patch on Mile Road where the incident took place there right by the stop sign. They're gonna grind that up and kind of do a patch on that as well. Down on the end over here by John Joe Boys.
Scheduled to do that. And grinding.
Yeah, they're gonna go with a skid steer and actually do that. They have a grinder on their skid steer. When the county's like, well, this would be the least
Easiest way,
expensive,
easiest way to
yes,
do it.
yes. Some of them, questions we had as far as the culvert, you'd almost have to replace the culvert. And I think the one, he was gonna look at that one, Maple Road?
There's one.
No, the one that, Eager, Dave? Dave Eager was questioning.
Carter Road,
Where the bus is just taking the pounding.
Carter,
That bottom might be starting to rust out of that thing.
No, it's a
And if-
mile around.
If that's the
well, that's
case,
where he lives, he's talking on his road.
yeah, if that's the case, he said that's why
Then,
some of that jumping would be happening. Then we would just make a cut and have to replace the culvert and dig down.
if they're gonna,
Put it,
probably wait till the water goes down, or
yeah,
whatever, to inspect it.
so, we were working with Randy on that, so hopefully we'll see how some of them things play out, but other than that, the other stuff is happening.
How about the bridge by the dam, is that,
The bridge by the dam, they filled those parts in. They
I
did
drove through,
yeah.
I just driving.
Now, the tree that was sitting there, right, so I called the Parks Department. And you have a great conversation, you just. you just don't get them really to move very fast, so.
What with those rocks and the bill was really coming apart by that bridge. It was-
Now they are,
Let's keep it on.
yeah, it'll keep washing and
Right,
times, whatever. But he did, Harvey copied me in on the emails with trying to tie and get DNR state money to make one culvert from our road all the way across that Anna get rid of that little nightmare hole.
That section.
So we're working on that. So whatever, if it takes next year or whatever, at least, if we can get some
It's gonna
funding.
continually be a problem.
Well, yeah, well, eventually it's that little culvert thing that's gonna wash out.
Right.
Right, and you just-
But if,
It's just a quick repair, it's not gonna fix it, so.
yeah, so I'll just keep, throwing an email here and there and a phone call and see if we can.
Stop ahead sign on Old Substation Road? Did Joe ever get that up?
On Old Substation Road,
Coming up to.
I thought-
J-
I thought most of them were taken care of.
Wait, where?
Yeah, that's down right by you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on,
is it up?
Yep.
I haven't
yep,
been there for a while.
yep. Well, you drive by, a guy doesn't really,
I know,
you know what I mean?
it was down for a while.
There
Yeah.
was one, there was a sign going up the hill over here.
That was
Yep.
down and we had him put it back
Back
up.
up,
He
okay.
actually moved it because it was all rock, it was
Oh, okay,
down the hill a little bit more.
okay.
Yeah, and then there was a few posts that were junk.
Okay.
And we were used two posts from the narrow bridge that we took out, right? There was no
Yeah.
reason to have a narrow bridge sign if there's no,
Narrow bridge.
yeah, bridge is gone.
If the posts are
It's
good,
not
they're
narrow
good.
anymore. So you recycled those two posts, saved us a little bit anyway. All right, so that's all I have on, road work. Item number 16, payment of bills. We already did item number A. Cause it was kind of part of the road stuff. Item B is gonna be donation to the Forestville Library. We've always done this.
Yeah,
in
we
the
usually do
past.
a $250
Mhm.
donation.
I'm
So
assuming, do we
I
need a
just need a
motion for that?
motion to verify that we're gonna do it again, so I need a motion.
For just the library
Yep,
Yep.
portion, I move to, make that donation to the Forestville Library.
Second. All right, I have a motion made from David, to continue the $250 donation to the Forestville Library as we've done in the past, and a second by Lauren, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry.
and
Okay, payment of bills and the credit card.
so we are paying check number 17224 to 17248. And I think everybody reviewed the
Yes.
check.
Yep, ready.
And the credit card statement is right here, 9948.
9833.
Yeah, there we go.
Was reviewed as well.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah,
so. Motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills, including the credit card bill for 99.
98, some change, and
Right.
I second that.
All right, I have a motion from Lauren to accept the bills as presented and the credit card bill as well, and a second by David. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, we will pay our bills. Discussion and items intended for future meeting. So. Since, I guess I would like to go down and. And put down there, just like Roy was talking, because. That is kind of in motion, but it almost sounds, as he's sitting on the board, that maybe there needs to be a little bit first step.
To-
Right,
Or,
we can talk as a board, right, and vote on writing a letter. To see if the county would accept Old Krieger and County Line Road, because you're gonna be involving Kiwanee County as well. So I'd like to put that on the agenda for next,
time.
Yes,
okay?
agreed.
okay, yep.
So you want to give up the town.
Yeah, so what that basically means, first, we're asking for permission, right?
Right.
And if we ever have an opportunity, it will only be now, because the county will not take a road unless it is to their standard,
And that is not.
and they don't have to do anything to it.
Right.
That's the only way they'll take it, which we have right now.
And because it's on that border, it makes a.
Correct, and we will lose a little bit of funding, but the
Maintaining.
The main-
tiny stipend of funding that we're gonna lose will never make up for what we gained. Cause,
Yep.
yes, they have a bigger budget than we've got.
Cause they could extend O all the way up to the county line and X all the way up to.
If they chose to go that way or hit
Yeah.
a substation and take them, you know what I mean, just because of
Right.
logistics for the county, right, tie-in roads or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, now is the time to do that. It's-
Yep. And if they turn us down, well, then they turn us down, right? There's nothing hurting us on our side. So I'd like to put that on for the next one. Anything else anybody would have?
I got my appointment to the fire board
That's right, you're on my board at home, yeah,
for
I have a
July
whiteboard at
or
home.
August, one
Yeah,
of two.
I put you on for July.
July.
When's your term in?
July.
August 31st.
Okay, so then, yep, we'll put you on for July. We'll put
Our fiscal year is September 1st.
state representative. 2-year term. For town.
Well, our annual meeting really is when we get appointed
Board. There.
for a 2-year term. That's the end of September, but
Wondering about the next board meeting. I'll be, there's a lot of fireworks.
July 21st.
So, I would not be available for the 21st. For recording. So the question I have, is it possible to do that on the 14th?
No. Because we got all of our Whispering Water Circle documentation and I have everything. You know what I mean, in place for the notices and,
Oh, no, I mean.
yeah,
For
the
the people
timing
that
of that, the
right.
people coming and I sent out the letters that we're gonna have it July 21st at that meeting,
You
but
got to
I'm
redo all them over again to notify the
Well, there's.
people.
Right.
We're gonna go through, on a Whispering Pines thing.
yeah, Whispering Circle on July 21st, yeah,
That's the,
the notice hearing,
for the hearing
yeah,
at the same night as the,
town board
It's gonna be
meeting,
included
yeah,
on the agenda.
it's
Yeah.
included on the
As
agenda,
an agenda item.
You gotta have so much time to do all of it.
I understand.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
All the property owners are
They're,
so far
Yeah, there's 3 that we mailed,
notified that
right,
July.
Anybody know how to set this up?
And Dave.
you can look at me, I mean, I'm looking at the owl there.
Well, you know,
Maybe it's,
you'll have to do it.
We can film it on our phone and just, you know.
I'll try to go through it with somebody. It's set up, I mean, this is.
basically just trying to get the chords in the
Yeah.
right directions and the,
And proper
Well, we need
hookups
to-
and then.
Yes.
Yeah,
pick a time and Dave and I will come, so, but it's gotta be in July.
okay, then it'll have to probably be, sometime. 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that.
Those are good, and you,
Work something
Yeah, it
out.
should take a couple of us, just because, I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
We'll
so
go.
between the two of us, we'll be able to
Yeah,
figure it out.
yes.
If
so
you
we'll
want,
train on
Yeah.
that, July 7th, 8th, or 9th, we'll put on our
and
calendar.
I can, if I'm around, I'll try to come too.
yeah,
Okay.
just the more that know, the better.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
good.
Everybody know how to do this.
So we'll
Right.
get training,
Because there are gonna be a lot,
Right.
I'll be doing the
With
show.
Larry.
Oh, we're not looking to get rid of you, we, I mean.
okay,
We can let us all know, we just,
well,
Right.
we can't all show up.
Right, no,
Right.
right,
right,
Train, use of camera.
I mean, if you're gonna
Well, the
have,
3 of them can show up,
Right.
those
Yeah.
who aren't voting
Right.
members.
right.
yeah,
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 Bye.
yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, it has
Yes.
to. That'd
Okay.
be great.
Well, people want work, remember, otherwise you gotta notice it.
Yeah.
Tell people,
Right.
like,
So we can't help you put the window in either.
Yeah, no, let me know when that is. It's just,
7, 8, or 9, I'll send out an email for us
Okay.
when he.
Just, I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know what days, what
It's
days
a
those are.
weekday, I might have a trolley gig or something, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, anybody else in the town that wants to come, feel free.
Fair enough.
somewhere 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that time frame. That would be best.
Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, 7th is a Monday, any of those are good for you.
Monday, I'm, and I think Tuesday would be 8th, just off the top of my
Tuesday
head.
the 8th.
Oh, yeah, Tuesday would work better for
We're gonna
me
get
too.
I think so.
Okay.
That's what
What
time,
day?
What time?
That day, July
What
8th.
time are we gonna
On the
do?
8th.
Time,
I don't know, 10
Say,
o'clock.
what might be
Yeah.
9th.
I mean, I'm checking right now on the day. I think I'm available, so like anytime morning's better, just to get it done.
yeah, me too.
Shouldn't take an hour.
Right, so.
Okay,
So what are we thinking?
9 or 10 or whatever, 10,
Okay,
Yeah.
July 8th.
10 would work best.
10, okay.
Okay.
July 8, 10 o'clock.
10.
Do you wanna meet here then, just so we can?
Well, you got to.
No, I mean, so we can see,
Yep, here.
I mean, you just keep it
Yep.
here, is that where, I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stays here,
Okay,
yeah.
here. Yeah,
Keeps
we're good.
it-
Oh, perfect, I thought you had to set it up every time.
No, I just take it's the laptop,
Oh, okay,
because I do a lot of the work then after the meeting to get it
Mhm.
posted.
okay,
Yeah.
so town hall,
So would you be able to do all that work after the meeting or, okay, otherwise you could show us that too if you. Okay, we're good.
we
on
used
that.
to, or Leonard, you know,
Yeah,
I'll
I
put
was
that in
gonna
my
know the email, so we
calendar and
have
stuff.
it, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, yep,
I'm in my phone.
All right,
anything else?
the next town board meeting will be July 21st at 2025 at 6:30 PM then. Looking for an adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
All second. All right, Dave has made a motion to adjourn and Lauren has seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? You're done.